And there you go. I go from 3 of the worst swings of my life to almost a perfect shot. Hi, so welcome to the channel, Life of the Average Guy. Today is episode 1 of my series of where I'm trying to figure out what my handicap is right now and where I can get my handicap to by the end of the season. So where I live, the golf courses won't open for about 6 weeks. So that gives me about 6 weeks to really work on the fundamentals, work on the basics, try to get my swinging the club a little bit better. I haven't played much golf in the last 5 years. And previously to that, I was just learning the game as I had learned the game in my early 30s. I'm 39 now. And so golf is not a natural sport for me. So not playing much in the last 5 years really impacted me remembering the fundamentals. Everybody wants to swing the club faster, hit the ball further, have better contact. And those are all great, but I believe those are byproducts of something being done right. And that something has to be the fundamentals. So what we're doing today is really working on the fundamentals of my setup and loading my hips properly and rotating through the ball properly. It may sound like a lot of things, but really to me, that's one thing. So I'll show you what my problem was previously, and then we'll walk through with what I'm trying to do. So previously in my setup, I was reaching for the ball. So I'd set up here, get my stance, I was a little tall, and then I'd reach. And when I brought it in, I was bringing it inside, and then I'd bring the hands down, roll the wrist, try to throw it out as far to the right as possible, and time everything. Now, 6 out of 10 times, it'd be the shot that I wanted, a little bit of a draw. But those other 4 times, the ball was either going far left or far right. And then mentally, when I get to the golf course, I would then overthink things. I would start to wonder, what did I do wrong? Try to overcompensate. And so I'd go from a hook to a push. And then I'm in the trees, ball's lost, you're not scoring, especially if you hit a good drive. So now what I'm focusing on, and we'll just put the club here at my waist, is I want to make sure that I have a good setup where I'm hinged at the hips a bit more and that my arms hang. So when I have my club here and I'm hanging, I'm now set up. I'm a little too close there, but now my clubs are hanging just in front of me. I'm set up in a little bit of athletic stance. My toes are going to be a little bit flared to the outside, which is going to help my rotation. So we'll walk through it again. I want to hinge at the hips. I don't want to be reaching. I don't want to feel much tension. Flare a little bit in an athletic stance. And now I'm set up. Now the other thing that I was missing is, for me, I was set back behind the ball as if it was a driver. So what I want to do is I want to move my body a little bit forward, get about 55 to 60% of my weight on my lead foot, and then we can start my rotation into my swing. Now, the problem with my swing, when we rotate it, is when I rotated through here, you can see that this knee was completely extended and all the force was placed here on my hip, upwards, kind of away this way. So then when trying to come back, you'd get stuck here, you'd have to throw your hands. So ideally what I want to feel is when I rotate, I want to keep some bend on this knee, I want to bring this pocket down, and I want to feel more of the force loaded into my foot. So then, instead of previously, if you look at my club here, I used to swing out like this and end up out of control. So I was spinning. So rather than spinning, I want to get myself into a good position where I'm loaded and I can feel the weight here. And I want to transfer the weight to my other heel, turn, finish, and be a little bit controlled. So that's what we're going to work on. I am going to hit another 5 balls. I was just working on that before. But we're going to hit 5 balls to see how well we've managed to grasp that concept. So that was a little thin. One of the guys just walked right through my line of sight. Again, I'm really bad for focusing. That's my fault. And let's make sure that we stay focused and in the moment. That was garbage. Oh, those are probably 3 of the worst swings of my life. I don't know if I can get any worse, to be honest. And there you go. I go from 3 of the worst swings of my life to almost a perfect shot that I'd want. A little bit too much curvature on the ball, but again, hit the mark of where I wanted to be. So I would be on the green, but that's golf, right? Let's see If we can repeat that, make it just a little bit better. There we go. That is a little bit better than the previous shot. Not much curvature. It's not a hook, not a draw, just a little bit of a spin to it. We hit that tack angle of 1.6, maybe a touch lower than what we want to. But my carry was 148, roll out to 147. So if I'm attacking this pin, I would have a chance to score. And that's the goal of what we're trying to focus on. So again, I wasn't even thinking about my takeaway. I wasn't thinking about my wrist or throwing my hands. Really, all I was focusing on is staying in my setup, getting my rotation, keeping this knee bent, not coming out of my swing, and then transferring into a control finish. That one felt really nice, but I did come over the top of it, which makes sense. I pulled it just a touch. Good attack angle, 151, 153. But in terms of my hips and in terms of my rotation, that was a good swing. So I think the one thing that you have to keep in mind here is, in your mind, you think, oh, I mishit that ball. Terrible swing. What am I changing? No, it wasn't a bad transition. It was a good rotation. It felt good. It's just something else that I'm not working on today wasn't properly aligned, and that's for something else to worry next time. So again, we're just working on our lower body.